Hey y'all, welcome back to the vlog, or vlog, whatever you want to call it. This week we're going to be talking about carving foam to make signs. Your regular old pink foam that you get from Home Depot or Lowe's. And I first learned about this by watching Van Oak's YouTube channel, his excellent and world famous tombstone tutorial. I highly suggest you check it out. So this is obviously a finished project. I'm going to take you through the steps with some pictures and some narration, voiceover of what I did to get to this point, and also show you what I used and tell you all about how it went. So here we go. Alright, so here's a quick shot of the basics that you need. I'll have a list of all these in the description of the video. So check those out for more info. Pretty simple: your Dremel, your base coat Drylok, your bottle with paint and water for distressing, your brushes, Sharpie, your knife. This bad boy I got off of Amazon. I think it was 30 bucks, and it's what I use to cut the foam. Eventually I do want to make my own carving knife, but it did the job. So what you're seeing here is me laying out the sign that I took off of blockposters.com to make the right size. And this is me kind of just figuring out how it's going to look, where it's going to get shaped, making sure that the stencil fits in the parameters that I need, making sure I don't have any issues. Here's it actually traced on after I cut out the letters. Do that by hand. Then we move on to the actual carving portion. Get your Dremel, get your guard, and your carving bit. One tip I will say, you should definitely keep the RPMs in the medium range. You don't want to burn the foam as you're carving it. It's not that hard, folks. It really is just follow along the lines, take it nice and easy. Make sure you're looking through the larger of the two side apertures. I usually carve the outside pulling towards me because it seems to work easier. Then once I have everything traced, I go back in through the middle and take out any of the excess. Brush it out, and here's your end result. This is the entire sign carved and cut for comparison. Now we move on to the Drylok. This sign in particular, I actually ended up using latex paint because I wanted it to have more of a wood type finish. The Drylok gives you a nice textured finish. It's very gritty. Derek talks about that in his tutorial video over at Van Oak's Props. Any latex paint will work. I use white just because I wanted to end up with a real weathered look for this one. Make sure you're getting all your nooks and crannies. If you got to do a couple coats, that's great. Just work it into all those little crevices you just carved out. Chip brushes are great for that. And then when you're done, you can toss it if you're not going to do the same color, or you can always clean it again. Here's what it looked like once that paint had dried. Looks a little more like a sign now. Now we'll move on to the distressing phase. This is just setting it up, spraying it with that mixture, whatever you want to use. Mine's a little bit of black and green and brown. And let gravity and nature do its work. As it gets darker and then it dries, it gets a little bit lighter, so you got to play with it. I think I did about 6 or 7 coats. Then you take your regular paintbrush and move on to, painting your inserts. I just use a little bit of diluted paint and black with this and water. And take your time. Any issues you have as far as overages, just get a wet paper towel and you can just wipe it right off. Distress it a little more if you want to go for a darker look like I did here. And before you know it, your sign's in pretty good shape. Ours is from the front of the house of Amityville, so I put it on a little almost realtor board here, some hooks from Home Depot, and voila, there's your sign. All right, y'all, hope that helped out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And as always, like and subscribe. Check us out on all our socials, Instagram at Vegas Haunt, and on YouTube, right where you found us. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your sister, your wife, your brother, your cousin, whoever. If they like Halloween, tell them to come check it out. More to come. Stay tuned.